everyone, thank you guys for joining us again this week. We will be covering the sphere of influence of education. So I want to take us back to Genesis, the chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. If you guys remember the story of basically the fall of humanity, right? Where the serpent approaches Eve, and Eve says, hey, we're not supposed to eat of that fruit. And the serpent says, well, did God really say that? She says, yeah, this is what he said, da da da. And the serpent basically is able to convince her that she heard wrong, that she was told wrong, and that there's actually something there for her that she's missing out on, right? So what we see here is that Satan distorts, that he twists, and he manipulates the truth. And so we need to be very careful with what we take as truth and what we allow ourselves to take in as knowledge and as education. So education is super important. We read in Proverbs 22 verse 6, and it says this, it says, start a youth out on his way, even when he grows old, he will not depart from it. So we can see in Ephesians 6:4 that it is the responsibility of the parents to raise their children up on the foundation of biblical principles. So we do have public schools, we have colleges, right? We have places where people that are, more qualified, right? And I don't mean to offend anyone by saying that, but people that are more qualified, where we go to receive teaching, where we go and we send our kids to be taught. But the thing is that the devil has infiltrated what truth is, and he is now teaching our children, and he is teaching us, right, by way of the media, by way of books, by way of just so many different areas, just all around environment, right? He's teaching us, hey, this is truth, this is truth, this is truth. And we need to be very well grounded on what really is truth. And the only way to do that is to have biblical truth. And so we see that in order to do that, it is the responsibility of the parents to teach their children, their family, but it is also the responsibility of the church to teach people and to teach the church body what is that truth, so that they are able to withstand against any anti-biblical teachings. We see that in Psalm 78 verses 1 through 8, we are told that we should teach the future generations so that they would not grow up disloyal or unfaithful to the Lord, so that they would remember all the great and mighty deeds that the Lord God had done for our forefathers, right? And so we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to teach that to our kids, so that in turn they grow up and teach that to their kids. So what are some ways that we can be involved? Well, in our ministry, what we are doing currently is we are giving English classes, and we are also having Bible studies. So of course, educating people on the Bible is a huge one. Teaching them something that they can that they can use that will help to further them in life, in their career, like learning another language. But there's other things like being involved in schools, school events and activities, and being there to influence these areas to make sure that things are being taught and that truthful things are being taught. Also things like awareness on health matters and things like birth education and things like that. So these are some ways that we can be involved, and these are some ways that we're currently being involved in the ministry that we're in down here in Mexico. So thank you guys for joining us again this week. We'll be posting a little bit further deep dive on these throughout the week. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for joining in.